everyone. In today's lecture, let us understand the tenses in English grammar with examples. Understanding tenses in English is essential for effective communication. Tenses refer to the different forms that verbs take to indicate the time of an action or event. English has three primary tenses: past, present, and future. Each tense can be further divided into simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous forms. Let us explore each tense in more detail. The present and the past tenses. The verb in a sentence names an action. A verb can also tell when action takes place. Look at the example given here. The spectators cheer the actors. The action happens right now, that is in the present. The spectators cheered the actors, which happened previously, that is a particular time in the past. So the form of a verb that shows the time of an action is called the tense of the verb. When you name an action that takes place in the present, you use the present tense. So what is present tense? The present tense of a verb names an action that is happening now or happens repeatedly. The actor speaks to the director, which is happening now. The actor wins awards, which happens repeatedly. Now, look into the chart that I have given here. It shows the present tense forms of the verb walk. Note the form used with a singular noun or with the pronouns it, she, and he. Remember that a verb in a sentence must agree in number with its subject. So, present tense, I walk, he, she, or it walks. In the plural, we walk, they walk. So likewise, you walk, the man walks. In plural, you walk, the women walk. So in the present tense, use the verb walk except with singular nouns and the pronouns it, he, and she. When you use the present tense with the singular nouns and it, she, or he, you usually form the verb by adding s to it. Past tense. The past tense tells about something that happened in the past. The past tense of a verb names an action that already happened. The past tense of many verbs is formed by adding ed to the verb. You can notice the past tense forms of the verbs in the given sentences. The director selected a leading actor for the play. The young woman performed in a play by Samuel Beckett. The actors practiced their lines. We tried on our costumes. Now, the helping verbs and some of the verb phrases. Generally, verbs have four principal parts. All tenses of a verb can be formed from these principal parts and helping verbs. I have given below here in the chart four principal parts of the verb act. Act is the base verb. In the present participle, acting, past tense acted, past participle acted. So you have to notice that the first principal part of the verb is the verb itself, that is act. For most verbs, you use this part to make the present tense. You form the present participle by adding ing to the verb. The past and the past participle are the same for most verbs. They are often formed by adding ed to the verb. You can use the verb itself and the past form alone to form tenses. Now I have given here two examples, one with the present and the other with the past. The drama club stars act in every play. They acted in two plays last week. So you must combine the present participle and the past participle with helping verbs in a verb phrase to form other tenses. Now, what is a helping verb? A helping verb or auxiliary verb helps the main verb to name an action or make a statement. A verb phrase consists of one or more helping verbs followed by a main verb. I have given here a chart. You can study the chart. Notice that the helping verb agrees in number with the subject of each sentence. So I have given the pronoun be and the present participle, have and the past participle. So you can read and study the chart thoroughly. Now present perfect and past perfect tenses. The past participle is used with forms of the helping verb have to form the present perfect tense and the past perfect tense. The actor has rehearsed for many hours. We have talked often. The present perfect tense consists of the helping verb have or has and the past participle of the verb. In the first sentence, the actor began to rehearse at some time in the past and still rehearses. So the present perfect tense of a verb names an action that happened at an indefinite time in the past. It also names an action that started in the past and is still happening in the present. The given chart will help you to understand the use of the present perfect tense of the verb with a singular and plural context. Look at this example. The sentence contains a verb in the past perfect tense. The curtain had dropped before sunset. The past perfect tense consists of the helping verb had and the past participle of the verb. The curtain started and finished dropping before another event, sunset. The past perfect tense of a verb names an action that has happened before another past action or event. Some examples with a singular and plural verb is given in the chart. The past perfect tense is often used in sentences that contain a past tense verb in another part of the sentence. When you look into this example, you can understand that we had produced 6 shows before the season ended. Now, present and past progressive tense. The present participle and the helping verb be make the present progressive and the past progressive forms. Some examples I have given here of the present progressive form. You can notice the use of the present participle with is, am, or are. Andrea is finishing her song. We are planning a show. I'm listening carefully. They are cheering the star. The present progressive form of a verb names an action or condition that is continuing in the present. It consists of the helping verb am, is, or are and the present participle of the main verb. So the given chart shows the present progressive forms of the verb leave with the singular and the plural context. I am leaving, we are leaving. You are leaving, in the plural, you are leaving. He, she, or it is leaving, they are leaving. Next is the past progressive form. The past progressive form consists of the present participle with was or were. The verbs in the sentences which I have given here in the past progressive form. The plot was becoming scary. I was growing excited. We were hearing moans. Ghosts were rushing towards us. The past progressive form of a verb names an action or condition that continued for some time in the past. It consists of the helping verb was or were and the past participle of the main verb. So the given chart with an example with singular and plural verb is given. Now, how to express the future time? You often use verbs that name an action that has not yet happened, but that you expect to happen in the future. The future tense of a verb names an action that will take place in the future. The verbs in the given sentences are in the future tense. I will paint the scenery tomorrow. We shall help her during the afternoon. The sentences which I have given here tell about action that will happen in the future. The future tense of a verb is formed by adding the helping verb will before the main verb. You may use the helping verb shall when the subject is I or we. There are other ways to show that an action will happen in the future. Tomorrow, next year, and later are all words that express a future time. These words are called time words. In a week, we open our show. Tomorrow, we design scenery and rehearse. You may also use the present progressive verb forms and time words to express future actions. In the given sentences, you can notice how the bold, that is the darkened time words and the present progressive forms express future actions. Next Friday, our show is opening. Soon we are ending rehearsals. And another way to talk about the future is with a future continuous tense. The tense is used for an activity or a state which begins before and continues after a point of future time. He will be flying across the Sahara at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. The future continuous can also be used to indicate that an activity or state will be going on over a period of future time. I shall be working in the laboratory tomorrow morning. My brother will be studying at the university next year. The next example, the future continuous can be used instead of the present continuous to show that an event has been definitely planned for the action. That is the future action. He will be joining IIT in August this year. Now, the future perfect tense and the future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect tense of a verb names an action that will be completed in the future before some other future event. The future perfect tense is formed by adding will have or shall have before the past participle of a verb. The verb in the given sentences denote they are in future perfect tense. I will have retired by the year 2025. I will not have retired till the year 2025. What is perfect continuous tense? Future perfect continuous tense. We often use the future perfect continuous tense with the verbs like learn, lie, live, reign, sit, wait, work, which naturally they suggest some continuity in the action. By this time next week, I will have been working on this book for a year. So that is an action in progress over a future period having an effect of completion. Some tips, that is, the future tense in English is a problem for non-native speakers. There is no single independent future form. There are several ways of speaking about the future, starting from what is fairly sure to happen to something you can't be sure about. So, to put in a nutshell, you have to remember that these explanations, they provide a very general overview, and there may be additional nuances and variations in the use of tenses in specific contexts. So practice and exposure to English in different situations will help you become more comfortable and proficient in using tenses accurately. Thank you.